I'm not a Trump supporter in any way, shape, or form. I've had the opportunity to have him on my show more than once. I've said no every time. I don't want to help him. I'm not interested in helping him.
The night is still young. We'll see.
If I have him on, the night is still young?
Yeah.
You think I'll have him on?
I think you'll have him on.
Really? Why do you think that?
I have a really, really weird story, and I really tried to research it today to see, like, his exact quote on this.
Okay.
Guy, his name is Cliff High. And in I think it was 1997, he developed this software program called WebBot. And what it would do, it would scan the entire internet and it would collect data, and he called it predictive linguistics.
Predictive linguistics.
Yes, and the whole point of it was, so he would collect data, it would make predictions for the stock market, for it to crash, go up, whatever. Like, delved into it a little more, and it's just like, let's see, like, what else it can predict.
Yeah.
So yeah, in 2009 he ran it, and it came up with a prediction of the future, but there had to be a trigger, have the prediction come true.
Set it in motion.
Yeah, set it in motion. It said that when this trigger happens, then 39 days later, this prediction will come true. 2009. What this software came up with was that there was going to be a battle in the air with the military and UFOs. UFOs would be fighting UFOs.
Whoa.
So like a literal, like
a Star Wars.
Yes. When the trigger happens, 39 days later, UFO battle.
Yeah.
2009.
Yes.
The trigger was Donald Trump would be interviewed by Joe Rogan.
Bro, no.
Nuh-uh.
Like,
Early
in 2009.
days,
Near prime Rogan.
And so it said when Joe Rogan interviews Donald Trump on his podcast, 39 days later, which would be for us,
Yeah, soon.
December 3rd, battle in the air. And so it's a real program.
Just a few more top political headlines as well. A lot of people are talking about this. Trump is set to go on Joe Rogan's podcast, and we are learning that it could be taped on Friday. Politico writes this: Trump is expected to record an interview.
One of the things that
There's a lot of interest in the people coming from space, you know.
Yes.
And I know you're interested in that.
Oh, very interested in that. How much did they tell you about that?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd they tell you? How much can you tell?
So
How's that work? Is it like super
I think
top
I
secret?
Can tell, you know.
Tell me.
Well, based on Hunter Biden, I can say whatever the hell I want, right? But no. But I interviewed a few people. It's never been my thing, I have to be honest. I have never been a believer. I have people that Area 51 or whatever it is, I think it's the #1 tourist attraction in the whole country or something. Area 51 in Las Vegas. Do you know that, right?
Sure, I know what it is.
So anyway, but it's a big tourist thing. So I interviewed jet pilots that say they saw something. If you saw them, you'd love to have them as your
I've had a
son.
couple in here. Commander David Fravor.
Yeah.
I had him in, who had that sighting in 2004. Very, very compelling with
Very compelling.
video evidence, radar evidence.
I interviewed
Brian Graves.
I don't believe his name, but I interviewed jet pilots that were solid people. Perfect. I mean, great pilots, great everything. And they said, we saw things, sir, that were very strange. Like a round ball, but it wasn't a comet or a meteor. It was something. And it was going 4 times faster than an F-22, which is a very fast plane, you know. And it was round, which is, in theory, a great shape.
So when you were talking to these people, was this something that you were compelled to have conversations about? Was this your personal interest?
A little bit. It's not a great interest for me, but it's a little interest. I get that question as much as almost any question. Do you think that we have aliens coming, you know, flying around or whatever?
What do you think?
There's no reason not.
The
It's
universe
not
is
been a
pretty
big
vast.
thing for me. I mean, but I did
Sophisticated.
interview, let's say 3 or 4 guys that, and without tremendous interest, if you had them, as I said, you'd love to have them as your children. Solid, beautiful people. They said, sir, there's something there. You know,
There's something there.
Said it, yeah.
Yeah, I've talked to quite a few of
They're
them.
not
that have-
conspiracy guys.
Well, I mean, just the Commander David Fravor thing in 2004 off the coast of San Diego, they clocked that thing going
Yeah.
from 50,000 feet above sea level to 50 in a second.
Yeah.
They don't know what it is.
That's tough to beat.
Yeah, they saw something in the water. It was hovering over that something that was making a disturbance in the water. They got video evidence of this thing. 2 different fighter jets with pilots in them saw it. There's, visual evidence, photographic evidence, video evidence, radar evidence. Whatever the hell it is, it moves in a way that would turn a human being into jello if you're inside of it. The G-force, no one would survive.
Oh,
it's like, what is that? And it doesn't have a heat signature. They don't know what their propulsion system was. But
when you fly in some of these jets, these pilots have to be in great shape.
Dangerous information that you know.
Oh boy. They're going to hoax an alien threat, and it's all a lie. So we are actually in the last year at the point where they've started on that plan. We have got to intercept this plan and stop it. Or if you think 9/11 and the Iraq War was a clusterfuck, this is going to be that 1,000 times worse, that there's a group of people who control this issue that are trying to provoke an interplanetary incident. So the next war, World War III, will be interplanetary. And there is a serious group of nut jobs, and they have to be put on a leash and stood down fast and quickly. This group started releasing stuff to the CNN and Washington Post and New York Times. Every bit of information they're putting out has the spin, it's a threat to the national security, our sovereignty has been invaded. It's the kind of brainwashing that's already started to try to convince the public there is an alien threat.